Hello everyone, my name's Szamer and this is Tyson, one of the developers of Primordial Legends Hollow Hero. Tell us about your game.
Hollow Hero, third-person action-adventure game. Quite a few players have come through recently and kind of described it as God of War, but with a wombat. So that's kind of the easiest way I could describe it.
Looks it, yeah.
Yeah, been developing it in Unreal, and yeah, you can kind of get the vibe that we're really into that kind of high fantasy sort of game development, but of course with that appropriate sprinkle of Australiana and our own little flavour within it as well. So,
yeah, perfect. Yeah. That's why I came here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Release date, consoles.
So as of right now, we're aiming for next year. But the nature of being indie is we don't want to give any official dates. Naturally, production budgets get blown out and stuff like that. So, but we're aiming for next year. And then with regards to consoles, absolutely interested in it. As of right now, we're only officially confirmed for PC. But it's a case of, depending on how funding avenues go after this, we've got a couple that we're searching for. Is whether we'll do like Xbox and PlayStation at the same time as PC, or whether we release on PC first and then do consoles afterwards. Also interested in the Switch, but it's a bit harder to develop for because obviously the hardware's not quite as powerful, and obviously we're working with a fidelity that's pretty high. So that's the kind of stuff that we're thinking about. So
so what's your favorite part of development?
So for me personally, I'm the creative director, and I also wear many other hats. So I do like lighting and stuff, and just sort of like world building. But I think in general, and I think it's true for all of us, it's kind of creating the world and the story around that world. My entire team are very creative people, and we're all interested in really detailed and interesting storytelling. So it's cool kind of sitting down and determining the lore and stuff like that. But then likewise, like moments like this are really awesome because we get to, show the game to people. We get to show off what we've been working on, and there's a great sense of like joy when you figure out how to make something work. We've been working on things, I'm not proud of it, but we're working until like 4 a.m, to try and get this build out and stuff like that, and then everything works. You're like, let's go!
Sometimes you have to.
That's what happens sometimes.
Sometimes the best work is in the last 12 hours.
It is, I can't believe how much we got fixed in a short amount of time, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. So what's the hardest part of development?
Right now, as indie developers, it's obviously our current lack of financials. So the entire team, we all work our own full-time jobs and then work on this in our spare time. So basically Tuesday nights and Sundays, which in of itself, as you can imagine, is a bit of a sacrifice, right? We're basically working 6.5 days a week, the equivalent. And that's on the quiet periods, like leading up to PAX. We've been basically working 2 full-time jobs, which can get very, very tiring at the best of times. So it's a case of hopefully after this, we've had some great exposure. People have seen it and they're really enjoying it. So hopefully we can get out there and get the funding that we need so that we can move to a more full-time capacity, push this out the door in a state that we're really proud of. And then, it's all kind of Gucci from there. So
I mean, it does look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You seem to be doing a really good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Any tips for indie devs out there?
I mean, I guess the case, and it's kind of the thing that we're approaching here, is even though we're doing a very high fidelity kind of work, we are really scoped. So the game itself, it's only going to be about 3 hours. It's a very nice and pretty 3 hours, but it's scoped within our means, right? So I think the objective is to just kind of find if you're a solo dev, cool, but I think working with people allows you to bounce off each other. So if you can find some like-minded people and just get started working on stuff and see what you can go out there, and the snowball effect will naturally occur. You'll meet people, and then before you know it, you'll just be making games because you like making games. So
yeah, fair enough. Well, that was the interview. Hope you enjoyed, and all the links will be down below. Thank you so much.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll see you in another one.
Cool. Cheers.